Welcome back to Shining from Within, the podcast where we explore the infinite amount of power and potential that lies within each and every one of us. I am your host with the most, Genevieve, and tonight we have a very, very interesting and enlightening topic. Our topic is exploring Stoicism for personal development. I'll say that again. Exploring Stoicism for personal development. What is Stoicism? Stoicism originates from ancient Greece. It is a philosophy that emphasizes virtue, self-control, and resilience in the face of adversity. It provides timeless wisdom that is as relevant today as it was centuries ago. So you see, this is not a new philosophy. So how can we apply Stoicism to our modern day lives for personal development? You may ask. Number one, it is important to understand Stoicism because it teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we have complete control over our internal responses. As you well know, as long as we are living on this green earth, we're going to face different types of adversity. And the real flex is how we respond to adversity, anything that's happening on the outside, which brings us to this point because it's very important to cultivate your internal armor. If you're not built up, it's more like building a muscle. When you work out, if you do work out, you understand that building muscle is about constantly working on that body part, that muscle, that arm, that leg. But you also need to give that arm or leg time to heal. So what I'm driving at is, as much as we like to work on the outside, work on things that people can see, it's so much more important to work on things on the inside that no one but you can see or feel. So if you're not built up, you're not strong on the inside, it's very easy for adversity to derail you. So what this point is driving at is that it's very important to look within, work on yourself from within, so that whenever you are faced with adversity, you are not shaken, you are not bent or broken. So it is important to focus on what is within our control. And we need to focus on thoughts, actions, attitudes. We can cultivate inner peace and inner strength. Okay? So the second thing is embracing virtue. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on virtue, particularly virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, nobility. So, with every individual that is going somewhere, it is important to have pillars that guide you, principles that guide your life. If you do not have principles you stand on, it's very easy to be swayed or moved or derailed from a path. So for each and every one of us, it's very important to cultivate pillars, virtues that guide us, that no matter what happens, we're just able to stand on business and say, this is what I believe in, this is what it's going to be, irrespective of what is going on around me. By aligning our actions with these virtues, we not only enhance our character, but also contribute positively to the world around us. The third thing is developing resilience. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and uncertainties. Stoicism teaches us to embrace these aspects. By accepting that the nature of life has both joy and suffering, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and fortitude. It's not something we can run away from. Life is a balancing act. It's a mixture of good and bad, joy and sorrow. It brings me back to, there's that verse, should be a chapter in the Bible, where there's time for everything. Time for joy, time for sadness, time for love. So life is the balancing act. When we cultivate resilience, we're able to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and fortitude. With the firm belief that no matter what's happening now, this too shall pass and things will get better. The fourth thing, it's important to practice mindfulness. So the core of Stoic philosophy is practicing mindfulness, the internal awareness of the present moment. By cultivating mindfulness, we can free ourselves from the grip of past regrets and future anxieties, finding peace and contentment in the here and now. I think it's common among men and women, yeah? But generally, I've noticed it among men. Most of the people that I talk to would say, or I had a conversation with a friend, you'd always get the sense that he's always projected, like he's not living in the here and now. He's thinking about the future, and it's common among men because you're cultured, or society has taught you that you need to provide, you need to have everything set, and everything has to be in order. You need to have money, you need to hustle, you need to, there's all these needs, and you find that majority of men go through these anxiety-filled lives, or they're always anxious about the future and usually forgets to live in the here and now, which shouldn't be the case, because as important as it is to plan for the future, planning isn't projecting in the future. Planning is a day-to-day process. It's the steps that you take every single day. It's like, preparing for an examination. You can't begin to prepare for an examination a week before the exam, a month before the exam. That you would have failed. Planning for an examination, or preparing for an examination, needs to begin today, maybe even a year before, or maybe even 2 years before. So it's about the steps that you take every single day. The decisions that you make should be aimed at bettering your future. So every single day, be in the here and now. And this other trait is common among women, where you regret, everybody anyway, let me not generalize. I'm not going to be, stereotypical, but I hear it like, I wish I did this better. Learn to forgive yourself. Learn to heal from past mistakes. We all make mistakes. These are mistakes that help us grow, especially if it hasn't broken you. Let it mold you to be a person that you would be proud of in the future. You would be proud to say, I survived, I went through this, I made certain mistakes, but I'm not going to make those mistakes anymore because I learned from this and that. You see that thing? It's very important to live in the here and now and be present and appreciate all that you have. The fifth point is applying Stoicism in your daily life. Let's explore practical ways to integrate Stoic principles in our daily lives. I think it's important to, either practice journaling, practice gratitude, or engaging in self-reflection. The big one for me is gratitude in all that you do, or as you go through life. Whatever it is that you receive, whatever it is that is going your way, be grateful for it. Even the things that are not. It's all for a reason,